guys, welcome to Feature Creatures DTF. I am one half of your host, Jordana, and to my left, right, whichever way you're looking at it, we have my other amazing co-host, Sam.
What's going on, Jordana?
Hello, Sam. I am so happy that we get to hang out and chat because I feel like we've been experiencing like winter wonderland wind tunnels, winter madness.
Yeah, old Jack Frost is really punching us in the gonads right now.
Yes, he is.
So for the people recording right now, there is like everyone's unless you live in Florida or California or like Texas, and if that's the case, go fuck yourself. I'm just joking.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
But the rest of the country is in a polar vortex right now, which I don't know about you where you're at, but for me particularly, yesterday it hit with wind chill -30 fucking degrees. So
When you showed me that, I was like, I would, like you said when we were talking, that you were going to do nothing. You're just going to be, and I would have done the same thing. I would have grabbed some snacks, blankets, pajamas, movies. That's it.
I haven't had an option. Car won't start. So
I am so blown away. But I mean, obviously that's extreme cold. Like that probably, yeah.
yeah, and then I wanted to because I was like, I'm not gonna blow you up here, but like I know the area of the country you're from, and
Yes.
I was like, I'm like, it's gotta be like she's gotta have it even worse. And I looked it up, obviously still fucking cold as shit. But I was like, I'm like, how like geographically, like one is higher than the other, and the way my mind works is like higher equals colder.
Yeah.
Apparently not the fucking case.
Not at all, but like you have the frigidness. I don't know, like also too, somewhat in our vicinity, Buffalo. I don't know if anyone, watches football, knows anything, but like Highmark Stadium was a fucking igloo.
It
And
was a disaster.
people were like, they're paying people $20 an hour to go shovel. And then we're in our area, it was like wind and it was flurries. All this, like, we had emergency broadcast warnings, which is super creepy because I hate hearing that noise. Yeah, it's over your phone because you have a feeling you know what it is. I'm like waiting to see like alien invasion, like something looking down at my phone, but it's flurries and all that other shit. So it's just been a not fun couple days.
Oh, yeah. No, isn't it the worst when you're like out in public and you get one of those like alerts because then everybody's phones start going off at the same time and you're like, is it the end of the world?
Yes, it's so creepy. It's like, I'm glad that you're informing me that there's something of importance, but like you and I both watch enough movies to know when that shit goes off. It's in movies, it's usually
Not
like
good.
not good.
I will say I have a secondhand story. So Deanna, she lived in Hawaii for several years, and she was in Hawaii. I don't know if you know about this. There was a time when the government accidentally sent like the whole or a section of Hawaii. They accidentally sent out a message on those that said that a nuclear attack was like incoming.
Oh that's not funny, but that's like the worst state. I want to know what this person is too, like how unemployed they are, what list they're banned on. Like, I want to know what's going on with this person.
Yeah, I always ask. I'm like, so what did you do? And she's like, nothing. She's like, there's, at that point, it's like, what are you gonna do? Like, it's like you just sit there and wait for sweet oblivion. I don't know.
That's so terrifying. I would never want to be in that situation, then have like a gotcha. Be like, oh, no worries, it was nothing.
Yeah, April Fools.
Yeah, April Fools. But that's cool that she lived in Hawaii. Like, I miss living in warm temperatures, and I don't think I'll ever get used to it, even though I've been in my state for so long. And the contrast from where I was born to where I live now is quite different. But I don't think I think I flourish in the warm weather.
Yeah, me too. And I'll be honest. That being said, I'm not even like a big like outdoorsy person. Like I very much just I don't want to live where it hurts to be outside. And like at a minimum 3 months of the year where I'll just fucking say it. Like I live outside Chicago.
Yeah.
For that, but I meant for the
Yes, for everyone else.
It's at least 3 months. Some years it's fucking hurt. It just feels like it never ends. And I'm like, my God, like I can't stand winter at whatsoever. It puts me in a horrific mood for like, I don't know, 70% of my day.
Same, because I feel like we wake up when it's dark, and then by the time that I'm done work, it's dark. So it's like continually dark. Today we did have some sunshine, which was so nice because I had every window shade open in the house just to have some sort of natural light. But I can't, like you said, 3 months, it just seems like it never ends.
Yeah, and I think it can put you in a funk. For me, it's just for the most part, it's travel is just
Yeah.
I can't stand it. I hate the fact that I got to go out and go, is my car going to start today? Do I have to, shovel my fucking driveway to get out? Do I got to scrape my fucking car? The window, it just, everything about it sucks. I can't take my dog on a walk. My dog, he's fucking insane if he doesn't get to go on like some physical activity, but it's like, he would die if we went on a walk. Like
Mother Nature like does not give a shit. You know what I mean? And he's just like, what, like thinking, why can I not go outside and pee on everything?
It's probably the worst part of it for me because he just looks so depressed, and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, like I can't take you outside.
I know. My dog, and he's tiny. He like will sit, like today he went outside because it was sunny out and sat on the step out back. And I'm like, I'm not keeping the door open for you because it's cold. And like you are this big, so you need to come back inside and stay warm. And I'm like teetering with getting his hair cut because I cut his hair. I don't trust motherfuckers. Like that Petco situation. Did you hear about that story?
No.
The woman went to go to take her dog in to get groomed, and they ended up like the dog was kind of antsy or like obviously stressed out, and they put the collar on him obviously to keep him on the table.
Oh,
and ended up dying.
Yeah, no, thank you.
And you know what I mean, at the hands of someone else. And like we've even taken him in to get his nails clipped at like one of the pet, like the not big pet places, like the pet supply stores.
Yeah.
And she cut so far down that he bled. And I'm just sitting there and I'm holding him and I'm looking, I'm like, do you want a fucking uppercut? Like, do you want a knuckle sandwich? Because you just made my dog bleed.
Yeah, not for me at all. I can't do. Luckily, in that regard, Ripley's pretty low maintenance. He's got a slick coat, and generally we go on a walk every day, so his nails are nice and
perfect.
Nice and taken care of.
The organic way to have nails. Yes, I love that because you don't have to worry about. My sister-in-law's like, well, just cut it yourself. I'm like, and then accidentally cut him and he bleeds out. Like,
then you got to feel bad. Like,
I want someone else to. No, it's kidding. Like, I just can't because I just love my dog so much. But like, so I'm happy that we kind of led into how the beginning of 2024 is going for us because
it sucks.
It sucks. But it's funny because I feel like 2024, I have so much positivity and so much that I want to do personally, like goals, self-care, that type of thing. So episode,
based on our discussions, I think 2024 is going to be a big year for you, just in my personal opinion.
Well, I just hope that 2024 brings some sort of peace and like some sort of just like having time to do the things to be the best versions of ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's asking too much. And I don't know, 2023 was a weird year, don't you think?
Yeah, and I'll say I think I'll be the yin to your yang here. You're optimistic in this. I'll be the pessimistic in this situation. I'm so sick of everyone being like, you know what, 2019 sucked, man. So 2020 is the year, and then 2020 came, and then 2020 they're like 2020 sucked even harder, bro. So like 2021, it's like, and I'm like. It just at a certain point, I'm like, you got to accept the trajectory. The trajectory has been downward, not upward. I'm ready for that bounce back, but so far the trajectory is pointing in one direction.
You're doing straight down.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'll
Well,
try and enjoy it as much as I can.
Here's my twist on that. I feel like you can have that sort of like, you know, optimism, like, yes, it's gonna be my year. And then like, something goes bad and you're just like, okay, 2024 sucks. But I want to just try to remain positive and try to like, I'm getting old, Sam. Okay.
Same.
Like I can't eat dairy like I used to. I can't everything that I used to not make fun of Greg, but just kind of be like, oh, and I'd sympathize and be like, oh, thank God I don't have to worry about any of this shit is now happening to me. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it
Sucks.
Father time is a bitch.
Mhm.
But
Yes.
also, like, I don't know. I find it's because I'm in the same boat. I feel myself getting older, and I'm not able to do certain things. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Last night, me and Deanna stayed up. I think this is the latest I've stayed up in like I don't know years. It was we stayed up till like 6 a.m, and I was like,
Oh my God. That's
I was
awesome.
like, yeah, I mean, and we'll get into it. It's actually it breaks into my list, but I was like, I'm like, I'm like, why? How did I do this? Like all this fucking time back, like when not that long ago. It feels like not that long ago. 2007 wasn't that long ago.
I know, but what's funny is like 2007 wasn't that long ago, but people are like categorizing like the early and late 90s as vintage. Like we're Greg is caught up now with Vanderpump Rules. We have
Oh, well, heavens.
we literally blew through the whole season, but like they gifted one of the girls on their vintage sunglasses from 1990, like I think he said 6 or 5, and I'm like, bitch, like that's when I was a kid. Like that's vintage now.
Now I'm vintage. Are you saying I'm vintage? Like,
Motherfucker, I am vintage. And
feel like Joe Pesci. I'm
yeah,
vintage. How am I
yes.
vintage?
I got like so pissed off. I like looked at the TV. I was like, the fuck you mean? So I'm trying to channel in like my pre 40. I'm not turning 40 this year. I mean, it is in a couple of years, but I'm just trying to like build up tolerance and like resistance to 40 because I don't want it to be like a a punch in the crotch. You know what I mean? Like I want it to be like I'm kind of prepped. I'm ready for it. I'm wearing my retinol. I'm okay.
I'm prepped. I've got my Lactaid. I'm ready to go.
Have my sleepy time tea. I'm okay. Like, okay. So that's what we're going to talk about. Our episode is going to be things that we want to do. I can't.
Well, first of all, that's good.
I can't. I'm dying.
I'm not even going to tell with the listeners what that is. You just figure it out. All right.
I love it though, because in every episode, there's always like a hint of Ripley being in the episode. So you just got to listen and you'll hear a noise and that's Ripley.
Yes. It'll be like a little game when the listeners, just you figure it out. You find out when he's being an asshole.
Where's Waldo?
Yeah. Where's Ripley? I have a question for you.
Oh, okay.
Can you describe that premise of the episode? Because I may have done my homework incorrectly.
No, I honestly, what did I even say today? Like, we literally, Sam and I are so like, we have ideas, but then we'll be like, what are we doing tonight? And then we're like, I don't know.
I was like,
Let's do this.
I'm like, I have these notes written down, but that's not what it's about.
No, what did I just say? We're just talking
you
about
just
like,
said that like our like hopes and thoughts for 2024, and I'm like, that is, you told me earlier today that we're doing wintertime coziness.
Yes.
And
yeah.
Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
My coziness like goes into what I'm doing in the new year. So you're correct.
I can't
You're
wait
right.
to clip it, because like if you could see my eyes as you were describing that, I was like, oh no.
At first I was like, when you gave those eyes, I'm like, what did I say? No, it's gonna be perfect because I worded it wrong, but it's all gonna tie in. It always does with you and I. Even if you and I were like, let's not have a topic, but let's just talk. and see what we can come up with, our episode would be cohesive and it would probably be 2 hours, 3 hours.
No, we can do we talk, you and I just flow. We talk about anything, and
Yes.
we'll find a way to tie it back to like fucking Terrifier somehow, or
Oh, I already have a piece of Terrifier information that I cannot wait to talk about, and that's like in my winter blues. So, so excited.
Oh, wait, winter blues, or is that it's in your winter blues?
Well, it's something that's gonna defrost my winter blues because it's a
you're gonna cool your warm islands. Oh god, I'm trying to quote South Park and I can't even do it. No, we got to warm his heart with a cool island song or something. Whatever.
Insert Beach Boys, Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take you.
Speaking of which, I know you're a South Park fan. Have you watched the Panderverse episodes yet?
Okay, so yes, but here's my thing. And that's another thing of my winter blues. I was extremely tired and I laid on the couch and watched it with Greg, and I watched primarily all of it, but I passed out during some of it, but I died.
I laugh. I think it's the best of all the little like mini movies they've been making.
Yep.
That one, I watched it twice. I watched it last night again. I loved it. The Crud one's okay, but like I was so fucking into it. And I was like, I know Jordana has to see this. Like it's bitching about movies. It's what we love doing. So
but it's so true. And it's really sad because we just watched Echo.
Oh, no.
And okay. It's funny you say that because I posted it and I got so many like trash, hated it. Okay, well, here's me, Jordana, of course. That's always like,
you loved it.
The masses hate it. I love it. They love it. I hate it. It's not that I loved it, but there was one part in there that gave me literal goosebumps. And I was like, huh? And it just brought me, when you like see something and it brings you back to a happier time in your life.
Yeah, like I think that's what like the basis of this podcast. It's like us talking about like now sucks. Here's the 10 movies we like, and we're gonna keep talking about them forever.
That's how we're gonna remain happy. Yes. And I had that moment, and I won't say what it is because I don't want to be that asshole to spoil things. But there was an appearance by a previous character, and it really made me excited because I liked their series. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think you can say if it's what I'm assuming. There's a certain character who wears red generally, and he's in the trailer, so don't worry.
Yes.
Yeah,
I know, but like someone said, oh well, in the 3 characters that I posted, one of them was in one scene, and I'm thinking, okay, but like it was a short series. I didn't think it was horrible. There were some cringy moments, but I'm kind of into it. It kind of brought me back to like feeling like the old Marvel when they had their shit together, and it was dark. Like it had dark elements.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so, because I really enjoyed at the time when I wasn't. We've had this discussion. I'm not going to get into it too much. I'm superhero fatigued right now. But back in the day when Daredevil and Punisher were on Netflix, I thought those 2 shows were fucking awesome. The others I didn't give a shit about the others, but those were great shows, and I liked that grittiness that they had, as opposed to like the bubblegum feely, that we get now, which it did look like Echo was going to be a little grittier. So,
and it definitely was, and that it kind of tied into like your South Park, because the way that it in Marvel now and just how everything is, it's exhausting. I don't even care. Like Greg watched the Marvels during break, and he's like, "Do you want me to wait for you?" I'm like, no, I literally have no interest in the Marvels, Blue Beetle, any of that shit. But Echo I thought was pretty decent.
So yeah, and I'm not like, oh, I don't like it because there's a chick. Put a chick in it, make it gay. I know. What are you talking about? I'm not mad about it for that. I mean, mad. Period. I just not. It's not like I'm not one of those people who's like, no. I'm like, my thing is just, I am again superhero fatigue right now, and I don't have it in me to care about a superhero that I don't already have a previous attachment to anymore. If that makes any sense, like when we're scraping the bottom of the barrel of like in terms of popularity, I'm not saying in terms of quality, but like let's let's be real. Echo, Moon Knight, Blue Beetle, they're not fucking Batman, Superman, X-Men, like Iron Man. I just don't give a shit anymore, and that's why I'm done, and I feel like they need to pump the brakes a little bit.
Well, and that's what it was, and we've said this before, but like, remember before with Marvel, you'd get one in like 2010, and then it's like you'll see whoever return in this one, and it was a literal 2-year wait, and you had to wait for it, and you were excited for it, and it was of quality, and there was actual storylines that were cohesive. Now it's like, and even like, because Greg's a super comic book, loves Marvel, loves DC, but his gripe is always they fuck up the storylines.
Nerd.
Yeah. Nerd. You like Star Wars?
Nerd alert.
Yes, I'm married a nerd.
As I'm wearing a Futurama fucking shirt right now.
I know. Like, but I can't get into some Star Wars things I can get into and I'm down with. That's cool. I called Han Solo. I called him Hans, and Greg's like, who? Hans Olo? I was like, shut up.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I like it.
I flubbed really bad, but his gripe is that he hates that they fuck up the storyline. And that's my thing too, is like, if you're not going to stick to a storyline and make it somewhat cohesive for the people that actually know what the fuck's going on, and then turn it into this, like, whatever you're trying to do, that's frustrating. And I can see where people are like you, fucking fatigued, people who know the stuff and they're just annoyed with how it's going. You know what I mean? Like, just go back to the original plan. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, and here's the thing: even if they were all great, and like they were all 10 out of 10 movies, I'll be honest with you, like, it's what's the old idiom? Like, if you eat filet mignon every day, guess what you don't want after the 6th day?
Yeah.
Then you want a cheeseburger. You want something. I'm like, even if the quality wasn't dipping, which I think universally, and the box office returns are indicating that the quality is dipping in those movies.
Yes.
I think even if it was a higher quality, I'm like, I want other shit. I want, like, let's lower some of that, make some smaller, real fucking like regular movies, and like, I don't know, I would rather see that, but that's me.
You would be proud of me too if I forgot to tell you this. During like Christmas break, we watched X-Men. And I really enjoyed the first one because I never fully like got into the X-Men movies. And then because I really, really enjoyed it. And he's like, I think you would like 2. 2 was decent. And then it kind of goes off the rails in a sense.
I could go on for 7 hours about my thoughts on the X-Men franchise, how it's been treated. I have not always hated them. But I will just say that it's a little bit of a clusterfuck. And I've said it. I believe they're making the first X-Men movie in 2026. That will be, as far as I'm aware, I can't think of anything else that's going to interest me. That will be the next superhero movie that I watch. I will wait until then to watch it, and I'm hoping that Disney gets it right. But we'll see, because they fucked everything else up lately. So,
well, let's hope that they're like I want to say their demise, because I know that they really did fuck things up for a lot of people. Let's hope that they get their shit together. We have that 2-year gap where there's quality involved, and you will be a happy Sam, and you will have your X-Men, because I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoyed what they did, and I know they probably won't get to that point casting wise, because I don't know who they're thinking of and who's coming back or who's in it.
Yeah, that I don't know anything, because fucking Hugh Jackman has retired from the role before, and now he's coming back in Deadpool, which,
yes, I forgot about that.
So we'll see. I mean, who knows? I'm not really sure how they're going to go with it, but I am optimistic in that one. I will hold out hope that they get it right. I think I just went on an X-Men rant. I think you can start it off here for things we like to do in the winter months when we're all cold and grumpy and just a little bit down. I think it's a downer period.
Absolutely. And like seasonal depression, I never thought like would affect me as much as it it has started to in my older years, because maybe like when I was young and, you know, excited and I don't know what the fuck, how to explain the contrast and the change. But now I'm just like that miserable old lady with her robe on and her frizzy hair and her tea mug looking out like, well,
I'm
what is this?
picturing fucking the neighbor from Gremlins right now, the one who
Yes.
gets rocketed off the fucking thing.
Yeah. That's me. But so my thing that I found is rewatching movies. Not that I want to say that I forgot about per se, but just movies that bring you back to a time where you feel happy and you feel nostalgic in a sense. And don't make fun of me, but the one movie that I just watched that really just lit the spark under my ass was iRobot from
Oh,
2004.
there's nothing wrong with that movie.
Okay, because Greg's like, okay, Greg never saw it. Rosalind never saw it. So I put it on, and Rosalind's super into it. And Greg, I could tell he's like, what is this? Rah, 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 rah. I'm like, you've never seen iRobot? And he's like, I heard that it got shitty reviews and Will Smith and rah, rah. And I'm like, okay, I understand the Will Smith part because like fast forward to 20 years later,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But like, iRobot is so goddamn good, suspenseful, comedy, sunny. Like, I don't even have to say much, but sunny. Like, I cried again because I remember the first time I watched it when he's asking all the questions and then like she has to, you know, end him. And then he's like, does it hurt? Fucking was on the couch crying. And Greg looks over at me. I'm like,
I
but
iRobot's it's a solid movie. It's
I love
not
a
one I
good
would like give like an Academy Award to, although he's banned now. So
yes. Funny how that works. But it's just, I feel like for the time and fast forwarding again to like where we're at, seeing how close things are from the movie to,
oh, like tech wise.
yes, tech wise, and seeing how like we are extremely close to like the possibility of AI taking over. You know what I mean? Like we have the robot dogs, we have
Let it.
actual,
I'm looking right into a piece of technology. Please take over. I don't care what you do as long as I don't have to go to work. I'm fine. You can have everything else you want. I just don't
yep,
want to have to go to work.
I
Cool.
feel that. I feel that work. Whew, that it's really been pushing my buttons this week, like hard. Um, bad. And I feel you on that. Like just go ahead, type for me, do what you got to do. But I don't know. I thought that that was a good way to kick off the year, is like rediscovering movies that really did something for you. Maybe it's not like the best known movie, maybe it's not the most well received movie, but like going back and just watching things that make you happy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what it's all about in these, particularly right now in these blizzard apocalypse times. Like
Mm.
I mean, I think you're going to see a trend in my list of things that I've kind of culminated. I attacked it as like it's kind of a gloomy, dark time that we're all get a little depressed. So I kind of went at it as like things that just sort of make you feel good
Yeah.
from big to small. And I'm with you. And if iRobot makes you feel that way, totally acceptable movie. I know a lot of people who really like it. I
Good.
I don't own it. I've seen it a couple times.
Yeah.
Also, like anyone who's like, well, Will Smith, okay, dude, like Tom Cruise is a fucking nut job, but
Yeah.
I love his movies. Like he's still a great actor. Will Smith is a great actor. His personal life may be a fucking clown show, but like uh, as long as he's getting up there, does a good job on screen, who the fuck am I to judge? So I'm with it, you know.
Yeah, like, cause it's not that I don't like Will Smith as an actor, you know what I mean? Like, there's not, like, a lot of movies that are top of my list, though, that, like, I'd be like, "Oh, he's one of the best actors," but I felt like his delivery in the movie with, like, the jokes, like, the dry humor and his I don't know, it was 2004.
Yeah. Oh, that feels like not. I did not think you were going to say 2004, but
Is that
yeah.
crazy? Because I was, like, thinking to myself, I'm like, "I graduated in 2004." And, like, that's, like, my high stoner days, so I'm thinking, I probably watched that movie on repeat, just getting out of my mind being like, "Oh."
This is so realistic, bro.
this is gonna happen. Now I'm miserable.
Yeah.
38.
Now you're like, it is happening, and I hate everything.
Yeah. Just come on. But yeah, so that's mine. What do you got?
So I didn't really come at it. I'm gonna jump around from different things, and just because I have it in my hand right now, I'm gonna go with something just very simple. I feel like this has been a new thing for me.
Mhm.
It's just on a cold, crappy day. There's nothing like a warm cup of coffee
Yes, I love that. A
or
warm,
tea, whatever your hot beverage is.
yes, hot beverages literally like will change my mood. I will go from miserable to if I have a hot mug in my hand with a delicious tea, I'm like the happiest bitch that could ever exist.
It's a thing. So I am I used to be a huge coffee drinker, and then I really just started to hate caffeine. But I've
Mhm.
recently got back into I got a Keurig,
Ooh,
knockoff Keurig. Same thing. It heats up
who
water.
cares? Yeah.
Uh, but and so I got like a bunch of these like decaf coffee things, and I'm like, I don't know, for some, especially now,
Mhm.
like every morning I set aside like, not most mornings I should say, I set aside like 10 minutes. I make a cup of coffee, I sit on my couch, I
Yes.
just it's a great way to just relax, start the day, refresh, get the especially during this shit, I'm about to go out in negative 30-degree fucking weather. I need something in my body to keep me going.
I know you wanna, like, insert yourself with, like, hot coals because it's just
Yeah.
like, the thought of being cold, I hate it.
Yeah.
It's one of
It's
the
the
worst feelings
worst.
ever. But, like, I'm totally with you. I love that you set that time aside to enjoy it too, peacefully, because adding that element when you don't have chaos and it's just you time and you have a hot beverage, it'll do it's crazy what it does for you.
Yeah, I'd say I feel like I don't want to like sound like hippie-ish, but there is something that's quite relaxing and calming if you like, again, some people just need the caffeine burst to go. That's
Yeah,
kind of a different experience, like if you're driving in your car and you're on the go. I'm talking about just setting aside 10, 15 minutes, sit down,
yeah,
not really do much of anything, but just sort of enjoy your cup of coffee and sort of just let your mind think about the day. It's something that's been really, really nice for me. I find it's a great way. Then again, as soon as I like go outside, all that
you're
calmness just goes right down the shitter. So, like,
you're sitting there and, like, your hot beverage has now turned into a frigid ice cube in your belly.
oh, you get no idea, Jordana, how nasty I get. I mean, I can't imagine what my neighbor heard when I was outside trying to get my car to start just a couple mere hours ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm literally punching my hood, going, "You cocksucker!" Like, as loud as I possibly can.
Sam's neighbors, if you have the footage, send it to me because that would be perfect clip for the teaser. Same there.
Deanna's going like, you like we couldn't get the hood open, and like because it was so fucking cold, and I'm like, and
Oh,
she's like, you can't break it. I'm like, I'll break it if I fucking want to.
don't fucking tell me. And then you break it and you're like, God damn it. I know.
Cold, I hate it. I hate it so much.
I know. I told Greg we're going to retire someplace warm and we're going to sit by some sort of water and we're just going to smoke weed the rest of our on our older days and just smoke a J and chill the fuck out.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope. So I'll piggyback off of your tea. And so for me, and I'm not being that person, I'm not that bitch that's going to be like, oh, dry January and I'm not drinking. Not saying that, but for 2024 and like even in the end part of 2023, I've and I don't think it's like the best thing. I'm not like recommending this for your health by any means, but I switched from drinking to cannabis consumption. And it really is nice at nighttime to smoke a J, take a couple hits, have my lemon ginger probiotic tea, prebiotic tea, and just sit on the couch with all the lights off and watch something on the television. And just whether it be a movie, a show, I don't know, fucking the
Yeah.
rain sounds, but just I don't know. I feel so much better not drinking as much because I used to drink so much. Like if I had a shitty day, I'd be like, oh, I need a drink. Or, I would always equate it to if I'm happy, I need a drink. If I want to celebrate, I need a drink. If I had a shitty day and I'm stressed out, I need a drink. Now I'm just like, I'm going to eat a gummy. I'm going to chill. I'm going to laugh. Like I find myself like not being so upset about things. I clean happily.
You actually get stuff done.
Yeah, it's like I'm literally the other day I took a energizing gummy and I'm cleaning, I'm vacuuming, I'm doing all the stuff. I get everything done and then I sit on the couch and I did have a beer. But like the gummy part of the relaxation kicked in and I just immediately got the low eyes and Greg's like, do you want another beer? I'm like, yeah, can you get it for me? And he starts cracking up. He's like, what happened to your eyes? I'm like, my gummy kicked in. And we just laughed for 5 minutes because I was so high and it was great. Like, I don't know. It sounds cheesy, but laughter always makes me feel better. Watching shit that's not funny, but laughing for 8 minutes with tears streaming down my face and then having to go get a snack. Like, it's just great. So,
Yeah, it's like your version of self-meditation, I would say almost, right?
yeah. And it's a really nice way to like enjoy being inside during the winter months. You know what I mean? Like, because when it's summer, you can go outside and you can smoke a J. And if you don't have to do anything, you don't have to hike, you can just sit and relax. And I want that. And I do that with my tea.
I wish I enjoyed it more than I did.
Hmm.
So I am like you. I'm or like you were.
Hmm.
Like again, if I'm happy, hey, let's celebrate and have a drink.
Yep.
Or I'm angry. Hey, it's drink. Like that's just what I do. Like, and
Hmm.
part of that, I just feel like that's just been like I don't know. I hate when people are like, that's just how it is here. But like, honestly, like we are known in this area, like it's fucking cold 4 to 5 months out of the fucking year. There's nothing you can do. So like
Yeah.
everything that we did from like the ages of like 16 and onwards, anytime we were doing anything that was fun, like
Mhm.
alcohol was there.
Of course. Yeah. And that's the same with me. Yes.
But like I get like and I wish I had the enjoyment that you get like out of the devil's lettuce. But
Yes.
like it's healthier, like you said, it's calming. You don't feel like shit in the morning.
Yeah.
I can easily see the meditation that there, and I feel like it's something that I could probably learn to get into. But
Yeah.
like, and I do partake every now and then. I'm like, I'll give it a try again.
Yeah.
I just it's not as relaxing for me. I'm a very anxious person, and I feel like
Hmm.
some people it relaxes, and for me, I find myself like
Getting more anxiety.
I sort of go like up and down, like where I like it's a roller coaster for me.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, and I also just I can't focus on shit. Like I can't like I try to watch movies when I'm stoned, and I'm like I can't fucking pay attention. Like I think I might have told the story before, but the last time that I like really really like got baked, I was watching Joe Bob's. I like literally like I scheduled time off. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch Joe Bob's
Yep.
whatever, and I think it was Intruder, if I'm correct. I think it was Intruder,
Oh.
and like the movie was on for like I don't know, 4 minutes. And I just looked at the end. I was like, I can't do this. I can't watch this. I can't pay attention to it. And I was like, put something on. And I think we ended up watching like 7 episodes of Modern Family. Like,
Yeah. And
like
it's crazy too because like I feel your pain. Like that's how before. And I'm not trying to get like educational or like, whatever, but like back
I
in the day,
appreciate the education.
well, you know what I mean? Like back in the day, you just get weed and
Yeah.
you couldn't get weed legally like you can now. Like the
Yeah.
state that I'm in, you can get it legally. But like it wasn't like that. You got whatever bud you could find from your drug dealer friend that was a couple years older than you or whoever you knew. And now like they have specific strains for specific types of things. And a lot I've also heard people say that it's bullshit, that there really isn't like a difference, but I can tell because there's like a specific strain that I smoke that I don't feel like I have anxiety. And I get like you, I'm just like I get paranoid, I get geeked out when I used to smoke. But now that I have like this certain kind, I get relaxed. I can talk. I know that sounds stupid. You know what I mean? Like for people who are listening, if you've ever gotten high and you just get into that like comatose state and then you're around people and you get super paranoid and it's like, why did I do this? And you find
Your
yourself,
heart starts beating, and yeah.
yes, and you're like anxiously freaking out and you're like, why did I do this? I found stuff that does the complete opposite, and I'm very thankful for having that opportunity to find stuff that helps that way. You know what I mean? Like it's, I don't know.
No, no,
It's
I think it's, I mean, like, we're fucking prophesizing here. I mean, it's obviously like, there's a lot of people who get like legitimate mental health and benefits, and benefits out of it.
yeah.
And then I just think there's certain people that it doesn't work for. I'm gonna, I may, well, we'll see. You know, job things permitting.
Yes, I know, and that's like the
We'll
other thing
see.
too, is jobs because there's like companies that are still very strict on cannabis consumption, and I think it's pretty rich that people tell you that you can't do things on your own time. Understandably, I know that there are jobs where you have to operate machinery and there's like things that you have to do that if you were to be high in that moment, it probably would end no bueno.
Well, yeah.
But you would hope that there'd be people that like don't do it or that can actually function while they are high. I don't know. I
I
just
mean, you would think that the alcohol, it would be the same rules as alcohol. Like, do it in your own time. That's fine. Don't come to work fucked up. That's really well it should be.
yeah, and
If we can prove that you're stoned right now, then you're in trouble, I think.
yeah, exactly. And I knew someone that did smoke and did not smoke when they were on the job. They worked at Lowe's and then they had like an accident with the forklift and they drug tested him and they had to fire
Oh,
him. And it's like, he's like, I don't smoke when I come to work. Like I work in the lumber, you know what I mean? Like I work in the lumber department.
yeah.
Why would I? But I don't know. I don't think that's fair to tell someone what they can do on their own time.
No.
But I digress
Yeah.
with that whole situation. Um, yeah, I feel better that I stick to the green, not so much the drinky anymore. Not saying that I'm not going to drink, but
You're like, I'm not going all that way. All right. You
I'm
know,
not doing
it's still
can't do it.
Fridays. All right. Fridays. All right.
I got to keep my sanity in 2024. Okay.
Okay. Well, then, on that, I'm gonna, just sort of move it in there. One of the things that I think just is a great way to just sort of relax and sort of keep your sanity during these fucking times. And I just did this last night.
Mm.
And this is gonna sound like stupid, but like literally just playing games with your family and the people who you live with in your house, if you're fortunate enough to live with other
Yeah.
people.
There was a moment in time during COVID, the lockdown, where I picked up Donkey Kong 2 again.
Oh, yes.
And it was, oh my God, what level was it? Where the parrots fly and you're like in the tropical trees and you have to like the parrot has to hold you and you have to shoot the coconuts. You know that level?
It's been so long, but I mean, it's a great game. I own it somewhere.
Well,
So,
okay, so to explain how I am, PS5 games and like Xbox, I'm not really good with the controller. Super Nintendos, N64s, the Switch, all like the old gaming systems, I'm top tier. Like I can rock that shit, but I'm not really good with newer consoles and
the
newer
more
games.
advanced like console
Yes,
games and
and like
whatnot.
when you have
Okay.
to turn your thing to do this the whole view, and I'm like wanting to go forward. I'm like, just press fucking forward. Like, why do I have to go in a circle? And I'm like staring up in the sky.
You're
And
like,
Rosalind's
I want the controller that has just the little pad and A and
yeah,
B. That's what I want. A and
well,
B, little pad.
and Roz is like looking at me, showing me, and then she'll just stop and stare, and I'm like, I don't know. And she's just like, okay, mom, I'm taking my paddle back. Like, yeah. But I played Donkey Kong 2 and I could not get past that fucking level. I literally locked myself in the bedroom and I was like screaming. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking stop because I kept dying and I couldn't get past it.
Then the
And
gummies would have came in there. They would have came in clutch, right?
then I started like singing songs, making shit up to the music playing. I was like, I will be strong. I will move on. And Greg's like, are you singing? I'm like, shut up. Yes. Oh,
I get it. So someone for Christmas got me the new Mario game, which is it's just
we
I
got
like
that too.
the oddest no Wonder what it's called, Wonder,
Yes.
where you,
Yep.
I like the ones where you just run left to right. There's no 3D, like I just want old school Mario, and that feels like old school Mario.
I love it.
There was a level in there, and I don't know if you got to it. It's called Jump Jump Jump, and I think it's a 60-second level, and it's you
Oh no.
it's the pads like just keep going, but it goes
Yeah.
to a beat, and you have to jump to the beat, and it's
Mhm.
I must have played that level like I'm not kidding you like 600 times, and like just like I mean I think like I mean again I would play it and it's a 60-second level. So if you fail it, you fail like in 48 seconds. And then I'm just like, motherfucker, no. Like, and I'm just realizing,
Yes.
I'm like, again, I'm a man in my 30s
Mhm.
screaming about fucking Mario. And then when I did beat the level, I was like on cloud fucking 9. I was like, I am a golden god.
Bow down to me.
Yes.
Deanna's like, no.
It's like, fuck you, Bowser. Like,
I get like that. I get so pissed off. My one friend, do you ever play Mario Party?
I
Where
have
it's like
played
the
it.
board game?
Yeah, I really enjoy it because I like board games. So
Yes, and I love that too. So my sister-in-law, her and I popped a gummy, and my friend came over, Pat, and he was like, okay, like, because he loves Mario Kart, and he usually kicks our fucking asses in Mario Kart because he's just like this prodigy. He just shows up and just whips our asses. So we're like, let's play Mario Party. It's a lot of fun, the board game. So we play it, and he was like, we have to play a mini game again. And he was just getting so pissed off throughout. And then at the end, you know how they just hand out stars to people who don't even fucking do anything?
yeah, you get the prizes and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, the runner up for the least amount won. Princess gets 2 stars. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, she didn't do anything. He stood up. He's like, he didn't chuck the paddle because he didn't want to be rude, but he's like, this game is fucking stupid, and I'm leaving. I'm like, Pat, come back. He hated it. And Andrea's just dying laughing at him because she's all fucking high. And he's like flipping out. I'm like, oh God.
See,
Love it.
games can bring you together and they can tear you apart. What
Yes.
else are you doing in these times to stay sane?
So another thing is coming to the realization that we're not in times where like you can really save money for like your retirement or save money to have a little cushion. Like bullshit. I want to know who the fuck has money that can do that, because even like people that make good money are struggling. Like, let's be real, times are tough right now, guys,
Yeah.
financially. And I feel
yeah.
that. And I feel like on top of that, with the new year, with the winter months and just all of those negative factors, it's a breeding ground for just being fucking depressed. So for me, my thing is I'm saying fuck savings, fuck this idea of having money in case of emergency. You know what? I'm going to spend my money because I spend most of my time at work instead of with the people I love. I spend 40 hours a week working. So I'm going to enjoy the benefits of making money. So I'm planning a trip to Universal, and we're going to go to Universal this year for Halloween. You know what I mean? So like projecting sunshine and being back in the sunshine state and being back to a place that I love and means so much to me.
You're like, it sucks here. It's cold. I got to think about going somewhere warm, and that's what we're focusing on.
2 pools.
I mean,
Yes.
I think you can sum it up with I believe it's your favorite show of all time. It's Treat Yourself.
Motherfucking treat yourself. Yes, it is. And I live by those words. And I'm not going to not go to a concert this year. That's another thing. That's like roping it in. Let's just say like not holding back, living in the moment, spending your money in the now and enjoying it now and spending it with the people that you love, whether it be your friends, your family, yourself. If you take a vacation yourself, cool. But now, with that being said, because I told you I wanted to talk about Terrifier somehow in the midst of all of this, because it wouldn't be a conversation with me without bringing up Terrifier, right?
No.
So speculation maps came out for Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh, okay. Oh, is there?
Okay.
All right.
So I think you and I discussed this after we watched Terrifier 2. I said, I think the whole end part of Terrifier 2, when they're in the fair and it's Art's tent and it has like the whole sign and everything, I'm like, this would be a great house at Halloween Horror Nights. Well, apparently, Damien Leone
Yes, Leon. Yes.
has already been approached about it. He has talked about it. John Murdy, who is the senior creative director of Hollywood, has tweeted about it, said that he's already wrote a he's already wrote a, oh my God, not a transcript, but he's already made a house pretty much. He's already done the pages. So everyone is highly speculating, since we're getting Terrifier 3 this year, that we are getting a Terrifier house at Universal. And Sam, I will live there. I'll just bring my stuff and be like, I live here now. Like, you guys can't kick me out. It's mine. I live here.
I think that would be awesome. I mean, now granted, I'm excited. I hope it happens because I just think it would be very cool. I want to see you like exuberantly tell me how great it was for like a month. But like I really think it'd be cool. I think there's a lot of set pieces from the films that would really be, particularly two. I mean, one is like set in a dank old building, but like like you said, the fair, you could have the clown cafe, you know, have some girl fucking singing songs to you. I think that would be super cool. And then, I mean, I guess you could even throw in a Christmas thing at the end but if you want to go with a new movie. I don't know. I think it would be super fun. And I also think it would be great fan service to the more dedicated horror fans. And not that all horror fans, like, I know it's divisive, but like usually Halloween Horror Nights is like they're only serving, I mean, like, didn't they do fucking Exorcist Believer House? Like,
you and I talked about that too, because how the fuck are you going to have a whole house dedicated to a movie that has not come out yet, which we've both predicted was going to be absolute shit, which, I mean, I wanted to lead into, I wanted to save time for us to have a discussion about the exit of DGG from the franchise. So maybe we can kind of segue into that.
We could talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, that's my gripe is like, why would you, like, you had Insidious Red Door that came out, which I would have loved to have seen an Insidious house. Megan would have been cool.
Didn't Saw 10 come out right around that time too? Like,
yeah,
like a Saw house would be more fun, I feel like, and more earned.
Absolutely. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, you know, and that's another speculated house on the map. But
I feel like that's gotta happen.
I think that would be cool to have that as like the family type house, because they always do like a Ghostbusters, Beetlejuice,
like a less scary one.
Stranger Things, you know, like that, to appeal to the younger people that go. Mind you, that's not my child, because my child went through every house and was like, I'm not scared. You guys are scared. And like, I'm literally peeing my pants. My sister-in-law's screaming, you know, like nothing phases her. But I want, like you said, I want a real horror house. I want it to be gross. I want it to be like questionable. Should I bring Rosalind in here? I want that, because that's like what horror fans want when they go to Halloween. I don't know. I'm not speaking for every person that goes to Halloween Horror Nights, but I want something a little bit more gritty.
Yeah, I believe like you told me about the Texas Chainsaw House they did the one time where like they literally made it smell like puke and shit and stuff. Like,
it was gross.
That's kind
of,
it was
like, amazing though.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's, if you're paying that amount of money to go to this shit, like, you're wanting the best horror haunted house possible.
Exactly.
You're not paying for the one, not that there's anything wrong with a local haunt, but I mean, you're talking $1 million productions versus, you know, one that's ran by the Boys and Girls Club of the town, you know. Like,
exactly. And you would think, with it being a movie production, you know, like that's the home of movies is Universal. Yeah. You would think that they'd want like some sort of standard of like, let's make this scary. Like, let's not make it so every tween wants to go and we have to deal with shenanigans. Like, I want some grittiness. I want to be scared. I want to not assume something's come. Yes. So the glimpse of sunshine and the hopes that a Terrifier house is coming, I'm adding that to my winter blues kit, because
put a big old smile on your face, huh?
Yes, that you should have seen. I called Greg. I'm like, Greg, it's speculated. He's like, what? I'm like, terrified.
The speculation.
I already booked our vacation.
Oh, I'm waiting. I'm starting to see a parallel here. All right, wait. Did the chicken or the egg come first? Did you see the speculation and then the idea for the trip came out, or was it beforehand?
Listen, let's not bullshit a bullshitter. We're going on vacation no matter what this year, because we didn't go last year. I want to go. Like, my grandparents would kill me because they were savers. You have to save money. You have to have this in case this happens. Fuck it all. Like, nothing is obtainable now. The cost of living is ridiculous.
Oh, we're all going to be fucked when we're in our 60s and 70s if we make it there. So, like, yeah.
Exactly. So what's like, Greg even said it. He's like, I'm not going to live by this, like, we need to save concept. We're going to go enjoy while we can. We have a 10-year-old. Like, let's live our life and make sure we can pay our bills.
Yeah.
But let's enjoy. And that's what we're going to do. So
I think taking a treat yourself year is fucking good.
Agreed. Do we want to dissect the David Gordon Green while we're on that topic, or do we want to wait and go into yours, and we can just do that later?
Let's get on old David Gordon Green, old DGG.
Yeah, motherfucker.
So the news broke that now they didn't, I believe, say due to negative reaction to Believer, but he's been removed from the project or willingly left. I'm gonna guess he got what I believe is called the old stanky boot.
Yes,
and he is no longer attached to any Exorcist movies going forward. However, I also read that as of right now, they're sort of hitting the pause button on what was going to be called Exorcist Deceiver. Exorcist Deceiver is temporarily going to be shelved, may not ever come out now, which I will be honest, I don't really know if I give a shit. Like, whoever they attach to it, I don't fucking care either way, because the last one was such dog shit. Like, where can we possibly go?
Okay. Thank you for saying that, because like the fact that it was a trilogy to begin with, it's like a bad omen. It's literally like Halloween when we heard we were getting a trilogy, and we all know how that story went. Now, again, I know that there's fans of Ends and people who liked the installment of Kills and Ends, and I'm happy for you, because I love Halloween. I'm glad that you have that moment and you have those movies. I'm not taking that from you. But for the people who didn't enjoy it, like, this is justice. Like, this is us saying, good, like, finally people are realizing that he cannot handle franchises this big. Like, he needs to stick to his stoner comedies, or he needs to do original horror. Like, that's it.
Yeah, I'm with you. But here's my only worry on this is that, like, I don't think he's just going to go away. Like, he made, whether or not fans enjoyed them, he made Blumhouse, right?
Yes.
He made Blumhouse a fuck ton of money with those Halloween movies. Not so much with Exorcist. I don't believe that he's going to be like, I'm peacing out and I'm gone and I'm going to go do other shit. My worry is that he probably already had his fingers in so many different pies that he's just getting removed from this project. And I'm like, where is he going to fucking land? And what's he going to fuck up next?
Yeah. Like, what are they giving to him? Like, what are they taking from him and what are they putting on him? Exactly. And that's a valid fucking fear, because okay, here's my thing. I don't want it to be like a tar and feathering of David Gordon Green and like pointing at him and shame. Like, I don't, like, it sucks that you failed, but like, you need to have a moment to let it sink in that you did fuck up like 2 major horror franchises. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you didn't think that you could stick the landing, I would be a little less fucking eager to put this shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I mean, there's something that you can say is admirable, that maybe he has the guts to take the big swings that he does.
Yes.
But that being said, I would rather you take the big swings on your own original IPs. Taking those big swings on these established franchises that people love so much, like, you inherently are already sort of playing with fire, like with fan reaction. And I mean, the dude does he have the internet? The last 3 movies that he's made, 3 out of the 4 of his last movies that he's made, and directly in chronological order, the last 3 that he made, at the very least, I think I'm being kind when I say 50% of people fucking hated him. I'm being real kind on some of those. Kills is probably the closest to, like, I think there's a split there. The
Yeah.
rest are like, I think it's a landslide. Like fucking people hate it ends, and I've heard like, and love you for those who you are. If you liked Believer, I'm glad you enjoyed it, but I think it's pretty safe to say I've heard like 2 people say it was good, and everyone else is like, it's a piece of shit.
And that's the same. And you know what? Here's my gripe about all of this. I think that there's people that are saying they like it just because.
Mhm.
I'm just saying. I'm not pinpointing it and saying like that's exactly it, but I feel like there's a lot of people who really don't like it, but they just want to be like, yeah, it was good because like they don't want to like say something wrong on the franchise, on the movie. And then there's people too that are like adamantly like, oh well, these haters, no wonder he left because everyone can't be satisfied. That's not it. Like if you want to hold a standard, do you know what I mean? Like if you want to come in here and do an Exorcist movie, you need to have it be almost along the lines of the original. Do you know what I'm saying? Like The Exorcist is a pretty fucking big movie, and that is a movie I don't think that ever could be duplicated.
No.
And to even give it any sort of credit that it's like watchable, it's just it's I don't know. I don't understand what they're gaining from it, but I hate the backlash that people like us get for vocalizing like that was total garbage in my opinion. And then you have these people that are like, you're just saying that because there's no pleasing you. Well, no, I love fucking B movies. I love horrible movies. So let's not
Yeah.
go there.
No, and there's different, like you said, different standards that you have. And I would say that, again, I am confident in saying that the vast majority, the minority of people enjoyed that movie. I will be clear, I'll be very honest here. Of the 3 dog shit movies he made, I'm gonna
Mhm.
tell you honestly, I think Believer is the absolute fucking worst. Like, I hate
100.
ends,
Yes.
but if I look at it as a standalone movie, I
Mhm.
mean, at least like there's a few redeeming qualities, like a few.
Yes.
But I will say I think Believer is top to bottom, T to fucking B. It's a big
Shit
pile
bag.
of big pile of pee. Uh,
It it is the biggest pile of fucking pee,
yeah,
and it's a lit dog shit, like, in
yeah,
the bag, to
yeah.
me. And the thing too is for that to be ends, which, I mean, you know how much the franchise and Halloween means to me, and, like, that fucking hurt. Like, watching that, like, really, I'm still butthurt about it because I cannot believe that's what we got as our ends. But you know what? You can't focus on that. But then he goes and does something like this because I was like internally going, watch, he'll make Exorcist Believer and it'll be good. And I'm gonna have to like eat my fucking words that he's not. And then it completely bombed, and I was like, yes,
I want to
yes,
see. Does he have anything in the works already? Because I'm guessing he probably has stuff in the works. Let me see what's on his IMDb page.
yes.
Um,
And like, don't get me wrong, too. I really enjoyed Halloween 2018. I
Me too.
really was super
I loved it.
excited and hopeful, and
He's
that like
made some good movies.
yeah, like we can't I'm not saying as a filmmaker, Pineapple Express is one of my all-time favorite, like we want to talk about happy movies, that's one of my all-time favorite movies. But like and I also want to know who's the team that's like watching, like editing the movie and piecing it together, and at the end they watch it and they're like, this is solid. Like who I would have like thrown it in the trash, been like, I don't know what happened.
All right, he has 3 movies that are in production right now, in different versions.
Oh, God.
As a director, at least the ones he's directing, I don't see anything listed that is something we know.
Okay.
Although he does have one untitled project. However, he is also producing a Hellraiser TV show, which I feel like doesn't need to be a TV show, but sure.
No, but here we go into the avenue of now that like taking franchises that have established names, let's turn them into fucking TV shows. Let's give, like Greg showed me. Oh, did you hear that there's a Crystal Friday the
Oh
13th TV show? I
God.
said, why the
Oh,
fuck do we need an origin story about Jason? Why do we need anything
we
that
already
has
have
sub
one. We had one. It was great.
It was, and it was simple, and it was to the T. You want to talk? You want to talk? You want to talk good? The remake. The remake literally put everything in the first 10 minutes of that fucking movie, and then it literally was what I wanted in a Friday the 13th movie in a newer sense.
100%. 100%.
You know?
And then I'll also, and if you want to spin that off real quick here,
Mhm.
a movie I saw recently for the first time on the advice of the from John from Dewey Pod Monster when we did our collab live with them.
Yep.
I had never seen the Never Hike Alone movies, and I
So good.
watched both of them.
Mhm.
I wasn't huge on the first one, but I understood like why it was pop. You know, they were working with smaller budget, so they did what they
Mhm.
could. But the
Yep.
second one, that's just straight up a Friday the 13th movie. Like it
That's awesome.
was like I'm like, this is, as far as I'm concerned, like I saw a Friday the 13th movie with number 2. So super fun. I mean, that's it's a tangent on the tangent we're already going on, but I just want to throw it out there. And also, I'm going to clip this and send it to John just so he knows that I actually watched them. But yeah, they were. I was very pleased with the second one.
But let this sink in of what you just said, right? So you're telling me that a fan-made movie did it right because they know the fucking formula. They know what people want to see because they're already a fan. We need more fan produced like ideas. We need that. That needs to happen because I feel like we're letting go of the heart and soul of these movies and we're just letting these corporations, these fucking people that just want money out of it and to capitalize on it. They don't care about the quality. Like, let's do
Oh,
that.
a million. I mean, I think that there's something to be said about like, well, you can't always give the fans what they want. Yeah, but I mean, sometimes like throw us a fucking bone once in a while, you know? Like, please, like, does it always have to be like, oh no, I'm gonna give you my take on the franchise? Can you just give me what we know we like, and like, you know, give us like 2 or 3 new things, and that's enough. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to rewrite the fucking lore, or guess like or really, you know, give us that twist. Like, just give me what I fucking want. If we're on a movie that there's already 5 other ones,
Yeah.
pretty sure I know what I want in the movie. I want it to be like the 5 other ones. Like,
Because I've seen those
why do you
5.
gotta fuck with it? Why do you gotta fuck with the formula? It's like following a recipe. It's like when I'm watching any cooking show
Yep.
and they're like, you know, someone's cooking and they're like, you know, it said to use this. So I just kind of threw that out because I was like, I like fucking nutmeg instead of cinnamon. And I'm like, and every time
Every time.
the judges go, I would not have used the nutmeg, you know, like whatever fucking ingredient they threw in there. Every time they're like, yeah, you fucked it up when you decided to think you were better than the recipe.
Yes, and it's like, again, I think KISS is like my favorite acronym. Keep it simple, stupid. Just do what is being like told, like not in the sense of watching, but like you said, like recipes. But here's my other thing too that I have to add on to this tangent that we're building, this like comfy couch layered tangent. When was that when someone made the comment like the fans can't always get what they want? Was that when Halloween was happening? Like people were bitching about
Oh,
that
I
saying it?
mean, yeah, I mean I think that's a phrase you hear every now and whenever one of these fucking controversial movies comes out, there's always going to be people who are like, you know, mad at you for being mad. So
Yeah, and it's like, you know what? You should give fan service because they're the ones that are supporting you. We're the ones that have made your movies iconic franchises. We're the ones who put food on your table and made you money. So, like the fact that you just want to completely say fuck you to the fans, that's pretty shitty. And I'm not necessarily saying give the fans everything, like let them
yeah,
have 100% creative control, but like take notes, listen, study, be part of
the
the
creative
hype.
process.
Yes, like the people that have been there and support whatever film that you're trying to do. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, 100%.
I hate that, and I know, like you said, it's a phrase that is said all the time, but I feel like in the past couple of years, I've heard that a lot. Like, fans can't always get what they want. Well, you're kind of fucking rude if you don't want to. Oh, it was like for ends too. Oh, because they're just mad that they didn't get what they wanted. Well, I mean, you did have a a, a 40-year fucking storyline that you completely uh shit on and gave
Yeah,
us like Corey Cunningham. Like, what are you talking about?
and also a bait and switch in the fucking trailer because that really was not shown at all in the marketing. And then you start watching, like
Yeah.
no,
I'm
everyone was justified to be angry about that. And if people enjoyed the movie, I know some people who really did. Again, that is
cool.
totally fine. But
Yeah.
like,
But
you
don't
have to
argue with
understand
me.
why people are fucking pissed about it.
And yeah, and don't argue with me and be like, well, you shouldn't. Well, no, like think of something that you really like and have it be shit on and see how angry you get because I'm pretty sure you'll be more upset than I am.
Oh God, if in 2026, if X-Men sucks, you get ready.
I will be. I will be prepped and ready because I will be caught up with X-Men and I'll know what's going on. I really did enjoy the first one. I want to watch the second one.
I'm trying to think here, like what my next, because you have Terrifier on the horizon, and
I
like,
do.
and that's obviously like your like number one with a bullet. Like that's what you're looking forward to. I'm
Oh
really
yeah.
trying to think of what mine is. It was gonna be the end of the Scream trilogy, but
Oh, oh, oh.
uh, so
Did you
that's
see that?
gone.
Did you see that interview with Nev Campbell though?
I didn't see any. The only thing I heard is that she's open to coming back, which I'm like, I don't
But
care.
why?
This isn't your
Yeah.
story anymore. I mean, like it always will be a piece, but your story's sort of over.
Done. Yeah.
I want the end of I could give really two shits about Tara. I want the end of Sam's story. She's the
Yeah, we're
but
invested now. Like,
yeah.
and she was like, I want she was holding her ground, but she's like, I'll go back for the right amount because she's like, I know a man that has carried a franchise for 25 years would be getting what he wants. And
Mhm.
I did not, and I'm gonna stand my ground. Now, that's what I wanted to ask you is does that like intrigue you at all? Because for me, it's like, who gives a shit? Like, honestly, what storyline could they go with that would make me like, oh, I didn't see it coming. You know what I mean? Because like if you had her back in, what are they gonna do? They're gonna incorporate Billy. They're not gonna go off a new storyline. Like,
Well,
let's be real.
I don't know. Like, I truthfully don't care at this point. Like, it doesn't.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't matter.
I will forever love Sydney. To me, she is my all-time favorite final girl. She is Scream is my favorite horror franchise, but I'm honest at this point. I'm kind of like maybe it's time to just put it to bed
Yeah,
because you've ruined it. You've absolutely ruined your own franchise. Because here's the thing: if you had closed the book and actually gave me the ending that we all wanted to this trilogy, I
yep.
would have been ready for let's get to the next set of stories. But I'm sorry, you fucked us over royally with this one to a point that I don't care if you do, which everyone's saying this, if we're getting Stu, it's going to be in this new one because they got to do it as a way to like win fans back over. It, even that, I'm like, I don't at this point.
It's tainted.
It's a it's giving me something that I kind of want, and then it's also slapping me in the face. So
Yeah.
it's not. It
You know
just
what it's
yeah,
doing.
yeah.
You know,
Why
it's
it's
like,
happening? Yeah, you're giving. Oh, by the way, why can you give Ned the money now, but you couldn't give her the fucking money in the last one? What the fuck happened there?
I would be a stubborn. Oh, okay. I'm being rhetorical because I just was bitching about how I can't afford to live.
Yeah,
So if this, like being here, I'd be like, okay, if I'm getting money, but like I would be so pissed, and I'd be like, no, I'm not coming back because why the fuck didn't you give me the money when I was still a part of this? Like you pretty much made it like I was a detached limb from this vessel that is Scream. You know what I mean? Like how shitty of a feeling for her. Period
oh yeah.
to not be paid. And then, like you said, like we got a decent storyline going. It was brewing, and people were like me. I wasn't a fan. I was
Mhm.
invested. I wanted to see what was going to happen next. I actually liked the characters. Granted, I wanted a lot of them to die, but still, I wanted to see what the closing of this chapter, what it was going to be, and we'll never get that. And I'm forever bitter and resentful towards. All of it.
Yeah, and like I'm bitter in a way that like I'm not going to give them my money. I will be straight up. This is not a movie I'm going to see in theaters. However I watch it, I will make sure that my money is not going towards this fucking film. I will tell you that.
Absolutely. Yes. I'm glad that we talked about that because I wanted to discuss that with you and see how your thoughts on it.
Well, back to what we like to do to avoid thinking about the harshness of winter, which
Yeah.
apparently our favorite thing is to vent about our favorite movie franchises that Hollywood just keeps punching right in the nuts.
I feel like when we talk about it though, and we bitch about it, there is a
Oh,
part of me that feels lighter because
oh
we
yeah.
get to this is like our therapy session because we both understand each other to the point where like we know that it bothers us.
Oh yeah, and then we can laugh about it a little bit, make jokes, and just I there's some catharsisness, whatever.
Yes, yes,
It's cathartic. I'll say this. It is a cathartic experience. You
yeah.
know what else is a cathartic experience for me during the winter times? I'm gonna get into movie talk. All right, we're doing movie talk here, so I'm going with movies now.
Yes.
Um, I have a there's a couple types of movies that I find myself gravitating towards in these days where it's cold as shit and you're stuck inside and things are just kind of gloomy outside. And I
Oh yeah.
find that the two sort of vacillate and it's such a weird dichotomy. I wonder if you can relate.
Hmm.
The one that I think everybody can relate to, or at least in somewhat, is I I really start to like a good easy to swallow like a drama comedy, like a dramedy,
Yes.
like
Hmm.
the first one that came to mind when I was thinking of this was like Garden State.
Yes.
There's a movie I really love called Jeff Who Lives at Home, which is made by Mr. Creep himself. Um,
Mark Duplass.
yeah, and like just those movies that like there's a little bit of drama,
Hmm.
a lot of sweetness, and just really in the end it's just
Wholesomeness.
yeah, a wholesomeness to it. I don't know, it makes it, I feel like it warms the soul when the outside is chilling you to the bone.
Yeah, like for me, Juno is
I,
one of those.
yep, that's a
Um,
perfect one.
Cruel Intentions, and I know it's a lot more drama than it is funny, but there are funny parts, and I feel like that's always like um a nostalgic throwback to when
Well,
I'm feeling like moody and I'm like, oh, and I watch it and then I'm like satisfied with all the things that were cool then, like Sarah Michelle Gellar being a complete bitch. Like, how can you not love that? So
gotta,
I
got,
love
gotta
yes,
love
I love that.
SMG.
Yes, especially when she's not getting killed by Ghostface or the fisherman from I Know What You Did Last Summer or kicking vampires' asses. So it's nice to see her in a different light of victim, slayer, bitch face.
Small side note: I would love it if she did another serial like a real big screen like horror movie where she's the final girl. I feel like I think she was it The Grudge or whatever, but
Yes.
I would like to see her kind of because she kind of, I feel like nobody lumps her in with the Scream Queens, but I feel like she's put her time in. I mean, she's gotten attacked by ghosts in multiple versions, children's movies and adult movies.
Scooby Doo. Yes, you're
Yeah.
right.
Like you said, Ghostface has gotten her. The hooked fisherman. I feel like I wouldn't mind seeing her return to something. I don't want to see another. I Know What You Did Last Summer. I hear that that's in possible talk that they're gonna bring back fucking Freddie and Jennifer Love Hewitt, and I will morbidly watch it, but I just don't care.
You know what's gonna happen? Because okay, so we'll tangent on this one too. Did you hear of the other movie that's being remade?
The Blob.
That's our night like a 90s like teen movie that we love.
If I have to
Um
guess, it's gonna be Urban Legends.
The Faculty.
Oh, I have been seeing posts, but I haven't looked into it, but I was like, I don't I don't really
Want
see
it?
why. No. Like,
Okay, here's my that's you. I was like, I don't want it. Like, no. And then I thought about it and I'm like, what would be cool? Because it is Robert Rodriguez that's doing it. So at least like he kind of has his hands on it. But I would love to see a continuation of like Zeke, Casey, Delilah, all like in the suburban setting, living there and having like their kids be in high school and then having the creature return again or something. You know what I mean? Like having the OGs back, but making it like they haven't left. So it's like that small town feeling and then having a new take on it. I think that would be cool because I'm scared of what would happen if they didn't go that route.
I'm with you. I mean, I would have loved a sequel when all the actors were relatively close to the same age that they were.
Yeah.
I still think like I think that you could do something with the franchise, but I don't want it to be like wipe the slate clean. Here we
Yeah.
go. Like I want it to be a continuation in some form. I don't necessarily need the like new like I don't need like legacy characters. I mean it'd be cool to have like Stokely pop up and like maybe for a scene or something,
Yeah.
um but I just I don't want it to be a straight remake like a wipe the slate clean kind of thing because to me that movie is it's a perfect 90s movie. The
Oh,
special
yes.
effects still fucking hold up to this day because they were
Oh,
all
yes.
practical.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be fucking honest. I mean, as far as actors go, are you really going to get better actors than Elijah Wood and Josh Hartnett and Paget Brewster and fucking Famke Jensen? Like
No, you it's a
the
stellar
fucking T1000's in the movie. Usher is in the goddamn movie. Like
no, like
you're not going to
literal
get that.
so good. And the cat that's like the perfect cast. I
Yeah.
love the faculty. Like the faculty in my mind is like perfection, don't touch it. If you're going to, like you said, do it this route. But again, I digress because all of these goddamn movies that are in this 90s bracket since we're so fucking vintage is going to be the main center for remakes, fucking reboots, and we're gonna have to deal with this shit. And then my whole childhood, teenage years are just gonna be a joke.
Yeah, and I don't know. I also will say that I feel like the grittiness that that movie was made with about the high school experience, I
Yes.
don't feel that that's going to translate to kids of today. And maybe I'm wrong. Obviously, I don't know what the fuck's going on today, but I feel like I don't know. I don't really hear about kids snorting fucking drugs into pens and in bathrooms and stuff. Like I think they say like the teenagers and shit like they don't even like to drink like alcohol consumption in kids is way down, which is good. I'm
Because
not
you know
saying it's
why?
a bad thing, but
Because they're snorting coke. Because coke's like the most. Again, I still hear that coke's like the. And
oh,
I
it's like
don't.
yeah,
The number one drug people are doing. How can you afford it? How can you
rich parents.
do that? So that's what they're instead of the Zeke stuff, they're just actually snorting fucking coke.
Guaranteed to jack you up.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I
I don't want to see a remake. I'll just say that. A sequel I'll take, but a remake, no, thank you.
and that's exactly my stance on that. But back to Sarah Michelle Gellar, I would love to see her be a final girl, or I would love to see her in the same vein as Rebecca Gayheart, Urban Legends, as a killer.
I think
I
that would
think
be
she
pretty
would
cool.
be a very saucy killer. I think
I,
she would be great.
I'd be down with that. And I know she likes to work with Freddie Prinze. Honestly, her husband, fuck it, throw him in there. Everybody likes to see him on screen. Have her kill him. That'd be great.
Yes, and they're not honestly like they're the okay, this is horrible to say, but the overuse of actors back then to now, because I know I sound hypocritical, they were actually good and I liked watching them in the roles that they played. Now, fast forward to me bitching about like Jenna Ortega having every fucking horror role, Mia Goth having every horror role. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's not my taste and I don't because I don't like them. I don't like seeing them. So that's not fair. But like,
It's a different type of movie. I think he said. I think it comes down to taste. I think if those actresses were making movies that we were more in our realm of things that we enjoyed, you know, but I don't really know. I can't think of a final girl that's out there, like final girl, final guy. Actually,
Yeah.
I can think of one final guy that's out. I fucking two final guys I can think of that have been awesome lately. Final girls not really standing out to me. I mean, Melissa Barrera was great, but that whole fucking thing.
Yeah. It's gone.
I can think of two that stand out. Justin fucking Long,
Yes.
great in everything he's done in the last 10 years.
Yep.
And I can never get his fucking name right, but it's the dude from Smile, who was also in Scream, by the way.
Oh my God. Who is it? Oh
Oh
my God.
God.
Is it her friend? Is it the therapist?
It's the cop. Oh God, it's gonna
Kyle Gallagher.
boom, you got it.
Yes.
Yeah,
I had to close my eyes and think of it, but
yeah,
I do enjoy him. I do like
yeah.
him. He was really good in Smile. I haven't seen The Passenger, and I heard that was
I've heard good
like,
things.
yeah, I heard it was good. I heard it was decent, but like, I don't know. A lot of the final girls that I've been gravitating towards now is like the chick that played Harper in Haunt. Like, I thought she was a really good final girl. Um,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I thought that she was a pretty strong character.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Who else? I really like Lauren Lavera in Terrifier 2, and I'm not just saying that because it's Terrifier 2, but I thought she was a decent final girl. I think she really
I
to come
agree.
on.
I think she's great to come
Yep.
on to a movie that kind of infamously sort of had not much plot. She did what she could with it. And I thought she was great.
Yeah, like I don't want to say like relatable, but she just felt like a genuine, like normal girl. Like I don't even want to say like teenage girl, but she just seemed like a relatable person.
Yeah, I agree. The only thing let me before I put my foot in my mouth here, let me see something. I just want to make sure that I'm. Yeah,
And like
she's that was my thing. I was like, yeah, I mean, she's the only thing I had about it is that when I was watching her, I was like, well, you're clearly like 27 years old. You're
right.
not fucking high
Yeah.
school. But
We're
okay.
not in that like where it could pull off that you could possibly be in high
Yeah.
school. Who else? I really like the chick from Last Night in Soho, not Anya.
Oh,
Um,
Anna Taylor-Joy?
no, I liked her, but I liked the girl that played the one that was trying to find out what happened to her.
I believe, is it Thomasin McKenzie?
Is it a girl?
Yes.
Then yeah.
It's looks like a redheaded lady.
Yes. And what else was she in? Because she was in Last Night in Soho, Jojo Rabbit,
She
Old.
she was an old, yeah.
I really
Yeah.
enjoyed her. I really liked her in Last Night in Soho, and I think that I wouldn't mind seeing her in some more horror roles or some other, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
types of roles.
I'd take it.
But that's just me. It's weird because we see, in the 90s, Nev Campbell was in different movies and different genres, and then you had Sarah Michelle Gellar and everything, and it was okay because they could be all over the place. They were I don't want to say diverse, but
They
they
had,
could just.
they had wider range.
Yes. Then I feel like we just get these girls and it's the same fucking role. Oh, there's a new horror movie coming out. Guess who's starring in it? Mia Goth.
Yeah,
Shocker.
who we call him? Mia Goth or Jenna Ortega? Which one of those two we
Yeah.
call him? Yeah.
Oh, she's busy with Beetlejuice. We'll get Mia Goth again.
Okay.
Like, the most stunning performance of her is when the jizz hit the fucking rocks in Infinity Pool. Like, good job. Like, there's your money shot.
Oh, I am gonna clip that.
And I hated Infinity Pool. It's not that I hated it, but I didn't understand like the appeal of like what was happening. The part where she's like, Jamie. I just wanted to literally like smash my head against the TV.
Yeah, not a fan either. It just was one of those movies that it just seemed like the only reason I feel like it was popular was because like it's so weird that like it was popular because it was so weird.
Yes.
Like if that makes sense. But like there's not much of an actual like plot there. And
Thank you.
and then I really truthfully feel like it really just got made because again, sort of like what I said about Black Phone, that I think Black Phone would not have gotten made without the nepotism of Hollywood and the fact that that's fucking Stephen King's son's movie. I think that because this is David Cronenberg's son's movie, that's the only
Absolutely.
fucking reason it got made. And to me, when I watched it, I'm like, you're just trying to be like your dad, but
Yeah.
you're not. You're not your
And it's
dad.
not to that level, and you could feel like the grasping of the straws to make it like to this dynamic of like my dad. And I completely agree with you, and I hate that shit. So
I hate it too because like I understand that you can't help who your parents are, and
right.
honestly, anyone would take the advantages that they can get. But my thing is like, I don't know, like I don't know, okay, say you want to be a writer, well, or make movies. Like, why do you got
Mhm.
to go like, oh yeah, but like I got to make movies like my dad did and make it look. I'm gonna just copy what everything he did and just
Yeah,
do it worse. Like, make your own fucking movies. Like, why does it have to be like, ooh, like you're not really a creative person if you're basically the only reason you exist in this medium is because of your last fucking name and the fact that you copy everything your dad did. That doesn't that to me, that's not talent. That's just pure nepotism. I
it
don't.
is. And it's an easy way out. And also, like, I would love if I had the opportunity to like have my name be known, I'd want to do my own thing and my own creative fucking thought process because I want to have a legacy. I'd want, you know what I mean? If I had a support system like a big name like Cronenberg, I would love to be like, okay, but I'm going to do this and I'm going to do
So,
the complete opposite of what, you know what I mean? Like, that's, I don't know. I get that's, we could go on for
I mean, there's a whole bunch of
hours.
the nepotism thing. I recently for Scream, we're gonna tie it back to that. I forget his fucking name, but it's Michael. Oh my god.
The dudes that did it?
No, Jaw. Well, yeah, it's okay. Jaws 3 is Dennis Quaid. It's Jack Quaid.
Yes, yes. Yeah, okay.
Jack Quaid's mom, who's somebody famous, I don't fucking remember who it was, like recently went out and was like, I don't think my son gets the credit that he deserves. He's a great actor. I'm like, he's a fine actor. But he is just as good as every other million fucking actors out there. The only fucking reason that he is as successful as he is in any way, it's not because of his looks and it's not because of his talent, it's because of his last fucking name and who his dad is.
Exactly. Just like what's his name? That Russell guy. And I'm not saying that because I actually enjoy him because I like Monarch. I like him.
Oh, Kurt Russell's son, who
Yes.
stars with him in Monarch, playing Kurt Russell's son.
Yes. And, like the irony. It's like so
Yeah,
fucking it's so great. But I enjoy him as an actor better than Jack Quaid. And I did like Jack Quaid in The Boys, but I fucking hated him in Scream 5 just because I just saw him as what's his name? What is he in The Boys? Is it Dewey?
I don't
Is
watch The Boys.
it's a weird name. It's like that. And it's not that I don't care anymore. Like I really enjoyed the first season, but now I'm kind of like the boys out. But I'm
Boys
just
out.
boys out. I don't want to watch it anymore. I couldn't get down with him being a fucking killer and Scream. I just couldn't. I thought he was gonna die.
I mean, to me, I feel like it was just like the most obvious reveal in Scream history. It was
Yeah.
like,
Didn't it piss you
okay,
off too? And you're just like, I knew this, but like, why did you have to actually make it true?
yeah.
Like
And
you
again,
should have. Yeah.
no disrespect. I think he's a fine actor. Meaning, when I say fine, I mean he's average.
Yeah, he's
But he's no better than 10 million other people trying to make it. And yeah,
and they got the name on it. Exactly. No, I
yeah.
completely feel you. But I love that we just went on this movie tangent because I knew as soon as you said movies, I'm like, this is opening the floodgates for everything that I've been wanting to talk about. So um I'm trying to think of another thing for winter. Uh wait, is it my turn?
The last thing I was gonna say, it was just there was two types of movies, and I was gonna say the one was the heartwarming kind of dramedies. The other one is it kind of I sort of then get into like isolation, but I like to watch movies about isolation and
Oh yeah.
specifically isolation in winter. Like last night, like we were up drinking and whatnot, and like I was
Mhm.
like, I literally was like, I'm like, I want to watch the fucking thing. Like I want like
Yes.
I'm in a tundra right now. I want to watch The Thing. I want to watch The Shining. It's not
Yes.
it's not even a good movie, but I want to watch what's not what the fuck is that? The Day After Tomorrow,
Yes, The
like
Lodge, like all
yeah.
those movies where you're completely confined by all the elements
Yes.
and you just want to curl up and yes, The Thing is especially like a winter movie that I love to watch. Um, oh my god, I really like. I don't know if it's necessarily a winter movie. Is there winter? I'm going to sound really stupid if there isn't, but isn't 30 Days a Night? Don't they have? It's in Alaska, so
Yeah,
they have like the snow and it's
1,000,000%.
everything's shut down, and then you have the visuals of like the blood with the bleakness. Like I'm all for isolation movies
Yeah,
in the time where yes,
where you feel isolated. Like
yeah.
there's, I don't know. There's like, I think it's like a sick part of your brain that's like, I hate that it's fucking outside. All right, let's turn it on and watch it on TV.
We need to really have this whole vibe be a
Yeah,
thing. We have to watch it.
yeah.
Yes, I
I need to
agree.
have that in my house, and also there needs to be someone in it that's trying to kill me. Okay, go.
Yes. Try to escape that.
That was all I was going to say on the movie at point. But yes, I believe it would be your turn if you had another one.
Well, I don't, but I just want to say too, like for winter, I feel like it's a great time when you're feeling like crappy about whatever is going on, like to just put your self-care number one. Like, whether it be doing a skin routine at night, whether it be simply brushing your teeth. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people get depressed around this time and it's
Oh
like they
yeah.
don't want to shower, they don't want to brush their teeth, like they just don't want to do, they don't want to be. And I feel like, a lot of people hibernate in the winter because they want to get ready for like their summer bodies. I feel like now's the time to work on if you want to work out, hitting the pavement, hitting the treadmill, doing a workout, doing some yoga, um, painting your nails, just doing something to make yourself feel good. So I'm an advocate for self-care in the harsh wintertime.
I agree. I mean, I would see. I would tend to go the opposite. Like for me, like yeah, like I am less physically active in the winter because I can't go outside.
Right.
But then I also feel that my consumption of like crappy food goes up because I'm like, it's cold outside. Like I want
Yep.
something just heavy. I
Stick
actually,
to my bones.
I'm not gonna bring it up just because of time, but like I made a category. It says food, and the first word I wrote was just gluttonous, and
Yes.
like, and then under that, lasagna.
I love it. Gluttonous. Lasagna. Oh, lasagna sounds bomb.com. Like Italian food in the wintertime just hits differently. Like I know if you love Italian food, you can eat it at any point, any
Oh yeah.
season, any weather.
You
But
want to know what I did this morning? I woke up and I was like, I mean, immediately woke up. I was like a little hungover, not bad. It was,
yeah.
we drank over 14 hours, so it was spread out.
Yeah.
So, um, but I woke up and I was like, I need something there's savory and it's shitty outside and it's cold. So I had a breakfast grilled cheese sandwich and it was fucking awesome.
That sounds amazing. What you just had cheese, like
Oh,
bacon, like
I just
eggs?
no, just straight up, just bread, butter, cheese, boom, and then grilled that fucker up, and I ate that at first thing in the morning. I ate that with my morning coffee, and I was like, "This
Fuck yes.
is this is a weird one," but I was like,
I'll take it.
it hit the spot, and so that was my self care for the day.
Oh, I love that. And food, you're right. Like there's something about like stews, pasta, shepherd's pie. Like Greg made a bomb ass shepherd's pie, and I'm not like a huge meat person. Like I was pescatarian, like hardcore pescatarian for a while, and now whatevs. Like I'll have some shepherd's pie, and we did
That's
carne.
that's how I
You,
am.
you know what I mean? Like a carne asada, because we always do chicken when it comes to like tacos and like Mexican food. So I knew he was kind of itching for some meat. So we got like a really nice piece of meat, put it in the crock pot and put it on low with like orange juice, soy sauce, fresh squeezed lime juice, all the dry rub on it. And that was pull apart tender. And all I did was just put onions and cilantro on it with the meat. Like if I had my emoji right now, that's how intense and delicious it's like.
Oh,
I'm salivating talking about it because
I'm
it's
getting
so
hungry
fucking
thinking
good.
about it.
Yes.
Like I try to very much limit my red meat.
Mhm.
Now I say limit because I'm not militant about it. Like, so if
Yeah.
Deanna cooks something and like it happens, like she makes a great shepherd's pie, I'm like, fuck it. Like, she made it.
Could eat it.
I'm eating it.
Yep.
Sometimes she orders pizza and like she likes sausage on the pizza. If she doesn't eat it all, like, I'm not letting it go to fucking waste. I've learned to not beat myself up over it. Like,
Yes.
and so yes, but I try. My thing is I always try to limit it. Like, if it's my choice, I'm gonna choose chicken or fish or veggies. That's my thing. But, yeah.
Exactly. And I've always told Greg too, like, I'll do an alternative. Like, I'll fucking roast some chickpeas and then I'll put that in with the rest of whatever the fuck we're making. Like, I'm okay. You know what I mean? Like, I used to focus so much on what I would eat, and I always had to work out. You know what I mean? Like, and it wasn't necessarily for me like a physical thing or like an appearance thing. Like, I was a big kid. Like, growing up, my eating was horrible. Like, my mom didn't give a shit about what I ate. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't care. And those eating habits carried into, not to get like, uh
Well, we can get
deep,
a little real here on the
you
show
know,
at the end here.
you know what I'm saying?
This is the real moment. So
Yeah. But
yeah,
like,
no, that's fine.
I'm at a place now where it's just like, I want to enjoy, I love food, and I'm not going to be super harsh on myself. But, and the upside though is I have to like do some sort of physical activity just for my mental health. Cause I'm
Yeah.
telling you what, like, getting out for a walk, doing some weights, doing something is so good for your brain. Like, it's like a sexual release. It's like
Yeah.
jizzing for your mind.
Oh, this is the episode that you have said jizz more than any other episode, and in the real moment of the show, Jordana.
Oh, when we're getting deep, I had to throw in like something to counter my deepness. But do you know what I'm saying? Like, that shepherd's pie was fucking bomb, and I was so happy that I ate it. And then I started getting back on my workout kick, and I felt good because I want to be happy in my belly, and I want to be happy in my mind.
Yeah, I think it really comes down to what you said earlier, about just like, you're taking a year where you're kind of just like, this is for me. Like, I'm doing the
Mhm.
things that I like, and yeah, I mean, do them within reason, like, but
Yeah.
like, obviously don't go over the top, but like, yeah, eat the fucking cheeseburger if it makes you happy. Like, you gotta just let yourself be happy, I think.
Yes, and I think that's like, since we were such crabs and we were so like meh about winter, I think it's good that we got to talk about things that make us happy and the things that we need to like avoid doing to put a damper on our happiness, because we can always say this is going to be our year. It's what you make it. If you want it to be shitty, then just keep doing, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying us, but
Yeah, I know.
if you're miserable and you want to continue your life like that and you just want to think this year is going to suck and just like last year, let it suck. If you
Yeah.
want to have a different perspective and you want, you know, to reach a goal or do something, accomplish something small, do it. Like, you want to set boundaries,
Yeah,
do it.
you gotta change things if you want that. I mean, I don't.
Yes,
I believe the quote is, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So,
absolutely. Yes,
uh,
but
now I have one thing left,
okay.
because
Oh, is this our argument?
we just said don't. We got you. We just went on this whole positivity thing. Well, and that was the real moment of the show. This is the negative moment of the show. I got a bone to pick with you, Jordana. All right.
Oh, okay. I'm ready.
You've given me some great recommendations that have like opened my eyes to new movies such as Host, Intruder. You've got
Mhm.
great, just I always take your recommendations like over anybody's if you tell me to watch a movie. I think also Sissy, you got me to
Mhm.
watch as well. That was a great movie as well.
Oh no, I'm so scared. I'm going through
I'm
the list.
swinging I'm telling you, swing and a fucking miss on this one.
Well,
Okay. Are you ready?
yeah, I'm
I
scared.
watched fucking on your recommendation.
I'm so
I
scared.
watched Pet Cemetery Bloodlines.
Are you hating?
I about wanted to put myself in the fucking ground when I was watching that. It was fucking horrendous.
You did? Okay, that's fair. Because
I mean, I'm glad you liked it. I know you liked it, but I was like the whole time I was like the first like 20 or 30 minutes, I was like, okay, all right. And then and it's only like an 89-minute movie. So I'm
It's
like,
not long.
like 20 minutes into it, I was like, okay, like I guess I see. And then like as it went on, like the whole time I literally was like watching it, and I was going like 10 minutes would go by, and I'd be like, oh, Jordana, come on.
Cursing my name. Well,
Yeah,
you
I
know
was
what?
literally saying it out loud. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, we're gonna have talk about this.
I literally just panicked though when you're like, as soon as you said movie recommendations, I literally went through. I was like, what did I tell him to watch? And I was so scared. I'm like, oh no, I'll take it because it wasn't like the most amazing movie of 2023 because we kind of got not a lot of options. I didn't think it was the worst thing I watched because I mean we watched fucking Skinny Marink.
I mean, it's not the worst. Like
But
I finished it. Like, and Skinamarink, Believer, and what was the other fucking piece of shit movie that I saw?
oh god, what was it? Because we bitched
Oh,
about it.
the Nun 2. The Nun
Yes.
2. Those are my three. Those get my stinker awards.
Well, all I can promise you is that I will do better and I will definitely recommend more like movies I think that you would like. So I know to stay clear of Pet Cemetery.
I still had fun watching it just because of like the absurdity of it, but I was like I'm not like a Stephen King nut by
Yeah.
any stretch of the word. He has some stuff I really like, some stuff I think he's really bad. I've read some of his books, and I think that they again will vacillate between some of like phenomenal books to some of the worst fucking shit. Like he sometimes writes dialogue I'm like, how are you a professional fucking writer? And Pet Cemetery is my favorite book of his that I have read. And I just found that myself watching this movie, and I was the most of the time, I'm just like, again, I'm like, why? I'm like, what was wrong with the rules that were presented to you? Why do you have to fucking change things?
Yeah, and that's the thing too is like not that I mean I love Pet Cemetery. I do, but it's not like one of those movies where I'm like that's in my top.
Oh
You know what I mean? So when I watched this and the story, the origin of what's his name, I was like, okay, like this isn't and the one dude from E.T. and Hell House or Hill the Mike Flanagan show, you know what I'm talking about.
House on
The
Bly Manor, or Haunting of the Hill
Hill
House,
House.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yes, he was in it and he was in Midnight Mass. So I'm like, okay, this is cool. Like this is promising. And there was another person in it. Who was in there? Another like well-known star. So I'm like, okay, this is okay.
The dad is famous. The one who's like keeping his son under wraps, but I don't. Oh, it's Mulder. It's David Duchovny.
Yes, and I because Greg's like, he said that. And I'm like, no, it isn't. And he's like, people get older, and I'm like, that is not no way. And when it was like a good shot, I was like, oh my God. But I didn't, I don't know. Afterwards, I think I was just so fucking fed up with 2023 movies. I'm like, it wasn't the worst. Like Boogeyman was good too.
I haven't seen that yet, but
I mean, I'm not saying a fucking word.
Listen, I will. Hey, everybody, I'm gonna have swings and a misses that I recommend to you. I mean, Jordana, the movie I recommended the most in 2023 was Bird fucking Demic. So like, that's where I'm at. But like,
but still, like we enjoy movies like that, so I appreciate that recommendation. But yes, I'm glad that was like the only bone that you had to pick because I'm like, what did I
don't
dare?
And I don't really have a bone to pick. I was still I had fun, hate watching it, but like I was like just so like I was like, oh, there's a long 89 minutes. All right.
It was it, you know, that you say that seeing because I'm big on like checking run times now. I'm like, I don't know if I can really salvage like almost 3 hours of my life to dedicate to a movie. But like Dream Scenario, that one's really good. I'll did you watch that yet?
No, I very, very much want to, but I'll probably wait for a streaming service on that one, and I don't think it's on one yet. If it is, it's on one I don't have.
Yes, but I think that you would totally enjoy that movie and love it because Nick Cage is perfection in it. I laughed very hard, and when you watch it, you'll know the parts, and I cannot wait to hear you. Like we'll have to talk about it because I rewound it multiple times just sitting and laughing.
Oh, I
It's
can't
great.
wait. It's my boy.
Yes.
But I think that does that bring us to our end of our warm and fuzzy things to do during the winter time episode and slash like a 40-minute obliteration of David Gordon Green.
Yes. I feel so satisfied that we did that. But yes, I am really happy that we got to do this episode. I'm going to go jump in my bed and watch the end of the first reunion part of Vanderpump with Greg because it's uncensored. So with all the cursing and the name callings of you fucking stupid fucking cunt, I can't wait. Like when I found out it was uncensored last night when we started, I grabbed him. I'm like, it's uncensored. And they were just screaming and cursing at each other. And oh my God, Sam, it was magical. So I'm going to do that.
All right. Well, that sounds awesome. Let's end the night with end of the show with that. That's also an option. You can jump into bed at the end of a night and just watch Vanderpump Rules. That's another great way to for mental health in these fucking shitty times.
Yes, I stand by that campaign.
All right. On that, this will be the Feature Creatures DTF signing off. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.